you have to go for CAD. Take it. Parallelly, you can go for some other also software because you need that 3D support also. But CAD, learn the CAD the best possible way because it can basically change your life. कि there are multiple things that you can do in CAD जो कि life को बहुत easy बना सकता है. ठीक है. And when you don't know these things, then you suffer a lot.
Hi guys, welcome to the 6th episode of the Architecture Trap Faraway Sessions, and in today's episode we talk about the importance of visualization softwares in the field of architecture. So for this episode we have a few guests with us who have wanted to have on this show for a really long time, and it has finally been possible. We have Rajat Arora, the founder of Rajat Arora Visualizations based out of New Delhi. His firm works with architects and designers as 3D modeling and visualization consultants and has done a tremendous amount of work. So there's more works of his on his website, which I've been linking in the description. We also have Shashwat Haldar, who works as an energy efficiency modeler and a sustainability consultant based out of the United States of America, which will account for the difference in the lighting as you can see in the video. So if you don't know about Shashwat Haldar and you are from Kolkata and have visited the Quest Mall, this sculpture should throw some light on it. He worked on the software aspect of things, deciding the length of each and every stick that went into this installation and the overall planning of the structure along with the lead designer. We also have Trupti Roy, who's the principal architect of F19 Architects based out of New Delhi. I figured who better to talk about the field and visualization than someone who is extremely proficient in software and has been practicing as an architect for more than 10 years. So let's just dive into this video and find out what are some of the visualization softwares that students of architecture should be knowing in today's world to make them competent in the market and stand out. So if visualization is this important part of architecture, should students be putting more emphasis on learning these visualization softwares, and should there be formal visualization / software training being offered in Indian architectural schools and colleges?
As per me, what I feel is like, obviously, the emphasis should not be on visualizer. Like being a visualizer, I myself say, being an architect, being a visualizer, I myself say that thing that visualization is not the most important aspect. Okay. But having the knowledge of visualization is an important aspect. Okay. Because what happens, like, obviously, like you are an architect, you have started your own firm and you are not aware of the softwares. So there are times, when the visualizers might fool you even. Okay. Like you give them a change and they say that it will take more time or it will, cost you much just because the fact that you're not aware of the software. So you are, bound to pay that thing. You're bound to do that thing. So yes, I feel that, emphasis should be balanced, but the focus should remain more on the design, but knowledge should be there.
Just kind of thinking, like, have you done something similar? Is this from experience?
Yes, I have done things.
See, this happens all the time. This
Yeah.
happens. It has to happen all the time.
This is the reality.
This is the reality.
No, I was saying like when we are in college, so for my case specifically, I remember getting into architecture in first year. I see all these seniors doing all these awesome 3D Max renders and SketchUp, and I thought, wow, architecture is all about producing these renders. And I kind of I took a deep dive into that and learned V-Ray properly and all the settings. And then I realized how exhausting and thankless it is sometimes. And it also like kind of takes your focus away from the design. So you're like,
Right.
you end up spending like 90% of the time trying to fix your model and get the render and 10% of the time designing. So for architects, I would say the design focus has to be the most important. But as Rajat was saying, you need to know the softwares,
You need to
at
know
least the basics, at least the
Exactly.
basics.
Yeah. So
And
that
also like be
Yep.
able to produce like simple, at least visualizations whenever you need it.
I completely agree with Shashwat because see, बचपन में क्या होता है ना कि when you see a guitar player, ठीक है, rock star playing the guitar और rock band की तरह मतलब he's behaving like a guitar player rock band का, so you want to do the same thing, right? as a new guitar player, you want to do the same thing. So if you focus on playing the guitar and you learn it, and then you start actually mimicking the same person, okay, usse better, even you can start doing better things also. But are you a good musician? End of the day, the question is, are you a good musician? So similarly, यहाँ पे in architecture it's part art, part technology. So and software helps us in understanding and practice the technology part of architecture. Art definitely एक है वहाँ पे, but design एक ऐसा चीज है जो सब चीज का combination है, right? And it has to work according to the brief, and brief में बहुत कुछ हो सकता है, right? So we have to understand the overall balance. As you asked कि more emphasis होना चाहिए क्या? इसमें मोर का कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है, देयर हैज टू बी सम एम्फेसिस, राइट? और एम्फेसिस किस लिए है? क्योंकि अगर इफ यू कैन विजुअलाइज समथिंग, राइट, सपोज यू डोंट अंडरस्टैंड और डोंट नो एनी सॉफ्टवेयर एंड यू आर गुड इन स्केचिंग एंड यू आर एबल टू स्केच इट एग्जैक्टली द वे यू आर विजुअलाइजिंग इन योर हेड, ओके, एंड फिर सामने वाला पर्सन इज अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट, if your faculty understands that, then faculty will definitely give you marks on the basis of your visualization skill and also the design, right? But software हमारे लिए क्या करता है? So primary focus for a student should not be to be able to create good quality graphics, should be able to, okay ठीक है सॉफ्टवेयर सीखना है, but अपने आप को हेल्प करना so that जो विजुअलाइजेशन स्किल सेट है उसको रिप्रेजेंट कर पाए, थ्रू दैट डेफिनेटली वो सॉफ्टवेयर सीख जाएगा. एंड विजुअलाइजेशन जो स्टाइल है, जो ग्राफिक स्टाइल है, जो अभी हम लोग विजुअलाइजेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, दैट इज द अल्टीमेट रेंडर या अल्टीमेट प्रेजेंटेशन, राइट? सो उसमें डेफिनेटली उसको ग्रो करना ही पड़ेगा बिकॉज ही हैज टू कम्पीट विद द रेस्ट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. एंड इट्स, आई नो मोस्ट ऑफ द कॉलेजेस में ये एज अ फॉर्मल स्टडी नहीं है. एंड डेफिनेटली वहाँ पे जब व्हेन ए फ्रेशर कम्स आउट ऑफ कॉलेज, वहाँ पे बहुत सारा कमियां दिखता है, बहुत सारा लैकिंग दिखता है. एंड इन हिज इनिशियल ईयर्स ऑफ प्रैक्टिस और जॉब वहाँ पे वो लर्न करता है, ठीक है. सो एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट देना पड़ता है. सो यहाँ पे डेफिनेटली इन कॉलेजेस वो फॉर्मल स्टडी में वो पार्ट अगर हो जाए तो डेफिनेटली वो अच्छा ही होगा वो चीज.
So just to add on to that, as a employer, are you okay paying them to learn that software?
Very good question.
See, as an employer, what we do is कि जब कोई एक नया बंदा आता है हमारे यहाँ पे जॉब करने किसी भी फर्म में, तो we don't see कि how much we are paying him, ठीक है. If we are suppose a fresher को we are paying 30,000, ठीक है. So we want to see कि okay 30,000 अभी स्टार्टिंग में डेफिनेटली इट इज अ स्लैब, ठीक है. जब पेमेंट स्केल होता है दैट इज अ स्लैब. तो 30,000 में उसने स्टार्ट किया एंड उसका लेवल कहाँ तक पहुंचने का है, ठीक है. जैसे अगर 40,000 विद इन अ ईयर कैन ही रीच 40,000, विद इन अ ईयर कैन ही रीच 50,000, क्योंकि जितना हम उसको पे करेंगे उसी प्रोपोर्शनेटली he will be able to make money for us, right? So that is the part, that is the main focus for any kind of business actually. So वो कितना worth it है. So वहाँ पे हम लोग क्या देखना चाहते हैं कि अगर if, जो कि बहुत सारे students गलतियां करते हैं यहाँ पे, कि they make their portfolio at the end of the 5th year, right? So वहाँ पे what you see is from 1st year to 5th year you see कि similar kind of graphic है सब चीज में, सारे स्टैंडर्ड सेम है, सब कुछ सेम है, ठीक है. So you cannot see the progress that he has made through his 5 years. So वहाँ पे जब दिखता है हमें तो we cannot judge. वहाँ पे we cannot judge. अगर किसी का हमें दिखता है फर्स्ट ईयर में ओनली हैंड स्केच और 5th ईयर में अल्टीमेट लेवल ऑफ रेंडर है उसका और बीच में कुछ स्टेजेस है, सो वो हमें देता है कि he has the possibility, उसके पास कैपेसिटी है अपने आप को बिल्ड करने का, तभी उसको. Yes, exactly.
So, coming to your point, Indraneel, like you are saying that an employer pays, there's this one thing on an Indian context, which is this risk factor, ki if, for example, I am the employer and I am paying, for my employee that he learns software. So this thing in my mind that will, always haunt me is that if I am paying and, he learns it and he leaves the office, then what will happen? Okay, so this is the fear that that it goes on in the mind of almost every architect. Like I
Every
haven't
right.
met any architect who has done this thing for his employees. Okay, because he then feels ki as soon as they're done, they'll just leave the office and they'll do something good for some other architect. Plus, as sir said, like the whole and sole purpose of the visualization or the design here is to basically transfer the idea. Like sketch is also a visualization. Okay, it's just a hand sketch, it's a hand visual. Okay, so the whole sole purpose is to deliver the idea. How you're
Mhm.
delivering it, you can is the thing that can happen in stages, like sketches to the final render.
So, as
And
someone
also,
who,
I just want to
yeah.
add. I just want to add one thing. Suppose I hire somebody. Okay, he's a fresher, and he knows a
Mhm.
lot of software, and he's also good in sketching and जो भी media use करता है वो for representation of any idea. So if one day I find out कि okay, he has the capacity to
Hmm.
produce good quality renders also.
Hmm.
So वहाँ पे what we see is कि okay, मेरा जो effort है, suppose I am personally making or I am hiring some other firm, ठीक है,
Hmm.
to create those visualization, but
Hmm.
उसने एक pretty standard visualization create कर दिया खुद से ही.
Hmm.
Then we think कि okay, if needed, we can push him to learn more. So that is a choice. That it also works. It also works. But we
Yeah.
as rightly put forward कि हमें डर होता है कि ठीक है हमने अपना एफर्ट दिया फिर छोड़ के चला गया तो
Uh, right.
Plus, there's
Right.
one more factor that comes in is what, like, obviously designing already itself takes a hell lot of time. Like designing never ends. Okay. So what I feel like the thing happen in US that they have specific departments for that.
Hmm.
Similarly, the case should be here as well. If you hired an employer who's a fresher architect, then he should be, focusing on enhancing his architecture skills. And rest the department should be put in separate. Like if you don't want to outsource it, you can just keep in a in-house visualizer.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So, as a visualization firm, what are the basic things that you are looking at when you are looking at someone to hire?
Like if you talk about my case, I'll be very honest. I do not look for an employee who can who can make renders better than me. Okay. So this is so while judging the portfolios, when if I put in a job post and I get portfolios, so automatically the renders which I automatically just disregard them. I do not I don't want them here. I want someone who can learn from me. So this is the first aspect which I look, because if he can learn from me, he will sustain. The time will pass on a very gradual base. Okay, with learning and everything. But if I already hire someone who has everything, then there's no transfer of knowledge that is gonna happen.
Coming to Shashwata, for that matter, you worked on, so you were very well proficient with multiple softwares. So, when did you start dabbling in the softwares, and how much time do you think it took you to be somewhat proficient in them?
So I started kind of messing around with SketchUp in my first year, second semester, I would say. And then came V-Ray in second semester. And then that was like a big thing to kind of absorb. That took a
Yeah.
while because you have to know all the settings properly and then and kind of adjust it. And with the more projects you do, the better you get at it. And you kind of understand in what situation you have to apply what. So I think till from second year till fourth year, it took kind of not master. I would say I'm not a master of either, but it's like kind of get a decent enough, good enough render which can impress people or like kind of looks good at least, like and looks
Mhm.
accurate in terms of lighting, in terms of diffuse, the reflectivity and stuff like that, and basically the overall real like the realness of it. But apart from that, actually from fourth year onwards, I kind of shifted my focus towards parametric architecture. So I used to kind of be very interested in rendering and did a lot of research and learned a lot till my fourth year. And fourth year onwards, it my focus shifted to parametric architecture and kind of automating stuff and doing design with workflows, kind of trying to partially automate them from that time. And that was actually that kind of happened because of my internship in Studio Symbiosis when I met actually
Right.
Shubhradeep in Delhi.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that happened then. So, and also like Studio Symbiosis as a firm, they outsource their rendering out to China in a firm in China. So they get this package of like a video and then multiple still shots and stuff like that. So I didn't do much of render stuff, so I could focus entirely on the parametric stuff. So
Exactly.
that was kind of a turning point for me as well. And for for the college projects, obviously I had to do my own renders, but I kind of started giving less focus on the renders because it was kind of a change in mindset as well from my part. I wanted to know all the softwares properly, and when I realized that I kind of have a little bit of a grasp on it, and then I can move on to the next one. So it's kind of difficult. It's kind of important to understand that thing because some people can get carried away and kind of only focus on renders and like making super realistic, super detailed renders in their fifth year and stuff. So, but actually, you're kind of missing out on other stuff while trying to master that. So, it's kind of important to optimize that.
Right. So,
Correct.
since both you and I are from the same institute, you started messing around with SketchUp around first year. Did you get an urge to use SketchUp around that time? And judging by what I'm guessing, did you get any flack for it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like first year, second sem, I kind of got away with it, and it was like more of like an impulsive decision. Literally sat before the submission and I made the entire model on SketchUp for the first time ever without using SketchUp. And SketchUp is pretty easy to use, so I could make it.
Yeah.
And that semester, teachers were impressive, like impressed basically, or like they were at least appreciative of it. And but later on, obviously, like as you know, there are some teachers who still believe that you should do everything like handmade, hand drawn, hand drafted till I don't know, probably fifth year or something. But I seriously don't believe in that. And second year, I almost was failed because I rendered my design. I had good quality renders of the interiors, and I was almost gonna fail because of that because I did extra renders.
So this
So
happens
that
everywhere. This is everywhere in in India. I think this is the common thing that happens, and this comes with the deal when you pay the fees. Okay,
exactly.
so
I think the teachers because they themselves don't know it, they kind of think that okay, if the student is doing better than me, no, we
yeah.
should stop. I don't know what is the mentality which they think.
Even, this is a true fact. Like the mostly fifth year thesis projects, final juries, in which I have seen high realistic, super realistic renders. The juries, they haven't gone well. This is the most of the times I've seen this only. Like I don't know what happens after seeing those visuals, what goes into the juror's mind, and they just automatically, gets aggressive for no reason. So
Yeah, yeah, that is definitely. I think it's a bit of bitterness because they feel like, oh, I didn't produce this kind of a work for my
yeah,
project.
exactly.
How come the student is doing that? So maybe that parts, but then some teachers have good intentions that you also have to learn the sense of scale and you have to learn how to draw things and like kind of establish with your hand only. But that is I think a part of it, but there's an underlying dark side of it which kind of gets imposed on us on a daily basis, like starting from second year, first year even. And that
Right.
can take a toll, I would say. I mean, people are discouraged to use softwares in the beginning part, and when they actually graduate,
Yes,
and then the industry wants them to know everything. So there's like a
everything.
disparity there. So yeah,
Yes.
that's like
Right.
one thing we need to kind of fix. I think the new age colleges which are like coming up nowadays, I think they are much more modernized. I was hearing that since first year they're using CAD and all in the studio. So I was like,
But then
wow, that's a good change.
they have, left the focus on designs. Now they are just focusing on CAD and SketchUp and V-Ray. So now the
Exactly.
focus has gone completely different. So something is
Yeah.
lagging all the time.
Or probably there lies this same thing that we were discussing, that probably the student made the render so realistic because his design is lacking. just like we were discussing
Exactly.
a few minutes back.
Exactly.
Maybe
Yeah.
that mentality plays it. But I'll bring something out here because I was speaking to Shubdeep sir earlier on, and he had this very interesting analogy that we were talking about at that point of time, where he said, uh, you should spend around 50% of your time on hand and 50% on software. But that doesn't mean that the 50% is the first part and the rest of it is the next 50%, but more like together. So I think I'll ask him to elaborate on it because I found it very interesting and very to the point. So I'll just ask him to elaborate on it.
Yeah, actually, see, there are certain fundamental things that a student should learn because you are going to practice architecture, and architecture doesn't mean it's software oriented only, right? So, for example, if you are not able to sketch at all, right? If you cannot make a straight line with a pencil, then every time you are dependent on the software. So it's like Joe architect तुरंत sketch कर लेता है within 5 minutes. So it takes him 5 minutes only. But for a software, like during the design process, software में it takes about 5 days. उसी चीज को visualize करके देखने के लिए कि whether it is the right thing to do or not, right? So you have to develop both, right? Because software will help you to create the ultimate thing. But the hand skills or the basic fundamental skill sets जो एक develop होना चाहिए, that is going to help you in your process. So इसलिए from the first day only students को दोनों में ही focus करना चाहिए because in your design process when you are designing you have to design it with hand. Then when you are producing, ठीक है, when you are producing the final thing, the production stage पे you use a software, doesn't matter, you use a software. So वहाँ पे जाके I've seen a lot of faculties जो कि वहाँ पे जाके अगर if students are doing this kind of practice, okay, so वहाँ पे faculties को कोई problem नहीं होता है because see अभी हम लोग सॉफ्टवेयर को लेके जैसे शाश्वत ने बोला तो वहाँ पे we can see that softwares का use को लेके काफी जगह पे काफी सारा controversy है और काफी जगह मतलब we are not in the same mindset, right? But it doesn't happen with the models. It does not. Because a lot in my days schools में क्या होता था कि even if you're using cardboard for models, ठीक है, then also it's okay if you're using high end plastic sheet जिसमें laser cutting करके you are making a model, as long as you are making a model, not a professional, okay, they are also okay with it, ठीक है. So यहाँ पे when you are able to advance with the material in terms of model making, so वहाँ पे क्या दिखता है, वहाँ पे you see the skill set, okay, skill set. तो वहाँ पे skill set देखने के बाद ये समझ में आता है कि okay, design जो था जो किया है उसको represent किया है through a medium. Medium क्या है, model है, model में क्या material use किया doesn't matter. Models definitely अच्छा दिखना चाहिए, that वो एक quality का matter होता है. Similarly in terms of softwares, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं हमेशा अपने एम्प्लॉयज को या स्टूडेंट्स को हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि लर्न कैड बिकॉज दैट्स द सोर्स ऑफ योर ब्रेड एंड बटर, ठीक है. बिकॉज इफ यू आर गुड इन हैंड स्केचिंग, गुड इन स्केचअप, गुड इन राइनो, इट डजंट मैटर. इफ यू डोंट लर्न कैड you are going to face a lot of problem because then for a basic thing also you will have to be dependent on somebody else. You won't be able to take up projects on your own कि तुम्हें एक parallelly एक freelance project मिला एक घर का डिजाइन करने का, residence design, but you don't know how to produce the drawings जो कि वहाँ पे जाएगा. Definitely बाकी softwares के through भी drawings produce कर सकते हैं, but if you have to share the drawing with some consultant, तो वो consultant तो CAD is the basic thing. So इसलिए मैं बोलता हूँ कि CAD learn करो, ठीक है. CAD is more than enough for you to create the production drawings. So you definitely have to understand, definitely have to learn the CAD. But is CAD going to help you in designing? SketchUp हमें help करता है designing में या Rhino हमें help करता है designing में. When it comes to complex things, जहाँ पे visualization एक problem है, visualize करने के बाद भी it is very difficult to represent through hand sketch. Like शाश्वत जो practice किया parametric architecture, you cannot, simply cannot, ठीक है. You एक साल बैठ के एक sketch बनाओ, definitely you will be able to do it, but किसी के पास उतना time नहीं है. So software is going to help you in representing something, ठीक है. सो इसी बेसिस पे अगर बोलूँ तो इसलिए फर्स्ट डे से दोनों को ही लर्न करना बहुत जरूरी है, दोनों का यूज समझना चाहिए। यहाँ पे एक फॉर्मली इस एजुकेशन को लेना चाहिए कॉलेजेस को कि वहाँ पे, सो दैट स्टूडेंट्स आर मोर फोकस्ड कि एक्चुअली थ्रू आउट द 5 years ऑफ आर्किटेक्चरल स्टडी, ठीक है, उसमें क्या फोकस होना चाहिए, क्या मतलब इन टर्म्स ऑफ लर्निंग एक चीज है, इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेवलपिंग एक चीज है। सॉफ्टवेयर तुम लर्न कर सकते हो, बट क्या तुम स्किल सेट अपना डेवलप कर सकते हो, क्या तुम अपना विजुअलाइजेशन पावर डेवलप कर सकते हो, ठीक है। तो जैसे कई जगह पे एग्जांपल्स ये दिखता है कि इफ आई आस्क समबडी कि ठीक है मैंने हायर किया किसी को, उसको बोला कि इसका सेक्शन काटो, इस बिल्डिंग का यहाँ से सेक्शन काटो, सेक्शन नहीं काट रहा है, ही इज बिल्डिंग द रेविट मॉडल। व्हाई व्हाई आर यू डूइंग दिस? ये तो सिंपल एक सेक्शन काटने बोला है, तो सर वहां से काट देंगे। सो सी द वेस्टेज ऑफ टाइम, द वेस्टेज ऑफ टाइम, बिकॉज हम तो अभी डिजाइन प्रोसेस में ही है ना, सो वी जस्ट वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड द रिलेशंस। सो वहां पे ही इज नॉट एबल टू प्रोड्यूस थिंग्स। सो इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है ये चीजें, बेसिक फंडामेंटल चीजें सीखना बहुत जरूरी है फॉर एनी आर्किटेक्चर स्टूडेंट इफ ही वांट्स टू प्रैक्टिस आर्किटेक्चर फर्दर। उसके बाद वो किस लाइन पे कैसे वो अपने आप को डेवलप करना चाहते, दैट इज हिज चॉइस completely. But as a practicing architect, if I am hiring somebody, I definitely look for the fundamentals clear है क्या नहीं इसके।
So yeah, like definitely. So it's super important, especially like to learn both of those things, as Shubhadeep that said. And as some people kind of swing to both of the extremes. Either they use only softwares, or and some teachers or professors kind of tell us to do a thesis and with hand drafting. So those are like both extremes. So I think yeah, there has to be that balance point, and everyone should know more or less both the sides to a good extent, and they should be able to have the mental presence to apply it wherever it's applicable and has the best use for it.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. But just to add on to that, do you think that the way Indian students learn software is more comparable to throwing someone in the water and saying, "Chalo, now learn to swim"?
I think that is true with softwares. I mean, unless you enroll for a course, any software you're learning is gonna be that. So you have to just go on YouTube and just Google thousands of tutorials and take it a day at a time. Or like even like if you're learning guitar, for example, on your own, it's the same process. You're just thrown into the river, then you gotta figure out your way to survive, basically, kind of. So you have to use your mental presence and kind of figure it out. I mean, unless you're enrolled in a course which specifically teaches you that software, and also in those institutions, I feel it's very institutionalized. I mean, they set you that they don't kind of cultivate your way of thinking. They just show you like, okay, these are the tools, this is how you can use them, but where you apply them, that is, you still have to apply your brain to come up with those things. So I mean, it's always a struggle, but that's with everything, I think, in our lives. So it's not much different.
True.
Practically, that's architecture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you enroll for architecture throughout your 5 years course, first year maybe you don't see anybody teaching you architecture, and when you are leaving college, then also you find nobody taught you architecture.
Yeah. Yeah.
So exactly the point is same कि architecture सिखाते नहीं है. So it's actually the same thing कि हाँ software क्यों सिखाएंगे फिर?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to understand this thing कि okay सब कुछ सीखना खुद से ही है, and faculties तुम्हारे काम को जज करते हैं, क्रिएट करते हैं, so that you just get an idea कि okay this is wrong, ये गलत किया मैंने, ठीक है, so then next time you try to find the right thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the practice of architecture in India. I cannot say about other colleges like outside India, but India में तो this is the fundamental thing. जब architecture मतलब software था भी नहीं, software का मतलब trend नहीं था कभी, जैसे AutoCAD भी use नहीं करते थे, like आज से 15 to 20 years back. तब भी the education system was same. कि तुम्हें बोल दे कि ये घर डिजाइन करो, when you are in first year बोल दे घर डिजाइन करो. And they don't teach you anything about कि house design होता क्या है. So you have to learn.
So is like, so we'll have perspectives from two employers and someone who's actually gone abroad and seen like a global competition. Where do you think average Indian graduate stands in that scale, in that whole competition?
That's actually kind of a difficult metric for me to say because it depends on the market as well, right? So in India, it would be much difficult for a freelancer to get a project there just because the market is kind of not as good as the US. So people will have better luck here to sell it. But I would say in terms of curriculum, in the US at least, like most design colleges which they focus a lot on the design and the visualization aspect of it, like nice diagrams and then which are self-explanatory and then kind of also
Right.
minimalistic. So those kind of focuses instead of kind of going towards realistic renders. So that's kind of a market trend which goes on, and people are used to seeing that. Whereas in India, it's like you see the whole spectrum. You see some people are doing ultra realistic renders, some people are doing ultra glossy renders just to mask their bad design. Some people are doing good design with like minimalistic renders. So it's like the whole spectrum. It totally depends on how the client sees it. Here the people kind of expect that okay, we see these kind of things normally, and that's what we are gonna see. But in India, it's kind of a difficult thing to judge for a client also, I would say.
See,
And
personally, I think India का जो quality of students that we are producing, like in terms of architecture students we are producing nowadays, is definitely कई जगह पे lacking है, कई जगह पे बहुत advanced है. You cannot compare. But end of the day, when you see like last 5 years, में if you see the kind of projects that we have seen in India, वो काफी हद तक हमें ये दिखाता है कि okay, where we stand, right? Where we stand. आज के टाइम पे इफ यूएस में कोई प्रोजेक्ट हो रहा है तो टेक्नोलॉजिकली कहाँ तक गया है वो चीज. इट्स नॉट ओनली मतलब आर्किटेक्चर में इट्स नॉट ओनली डिजाइन, इट ऑल्सो टेक्नोलॉजी, राइट? दुबई
Yeah.
में
right,
टेक्नोलॉजी कहाँ से कहाँ यूज होता है, चाइना में कहाँ से कहाँ यूज हो गया, यूज करके कहाँ से कहाँ पहुंच गए. बट इंडिया में अभी भी वो चीजें लैकिंग है. एज एन आर्किटेक्ट वी नेवर प्रैक्टिस टेक्नोलॉजी. ओके, वी थिंक लाइक कि
right.
ओके ठीक है, मतलब मैं इंडियन सिनेरियो बोल रहा हूँ. सो दिस गोज ऑन एंड आज के टाइम पे अगर 5 साल का बैक का अगर हम कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट देखें तो कुछ प्रोजेक्ट शायद बहुत अच्छा है, बट ऑन ए मास स्केल अगर देखा जाए तो वी डोंट फाइंड वेरी गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स. कुछ डेफिनेटली जो एस्टेब्लिश आर्किटेक्ट्स हैं वो डेफिनेटली उन्होंने अच्छा काम किया है, देयर इज नो डाउट. बट जो फ्रेशर है या 5 साल तक एक्सपीरियंस वाले हैं उनके काम में कहाँ तक गया है. डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे एक और इम्पॉर्टेंट फैक्टर है कि ओके हमारा इंडियन मार्केट कैसे काम करता है.
Right.
Do we have the flexibility to go and design as we like? No, definitely not. We don't have the flexibility unless and until we are somebody who is very established, जो कि जिसने जो कह दिया वो पॉलिटिकली अगर करेक्ट चीज कहा है उसने तो वही बनेगा फिर. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ पावर. तो इंडिया में वो चीज नहीं चलता है, इंडिया में वो बिल्कुल नहीं चलता है. बिकॉज सी हम लोगों ने घर का या रेजिडेंशियल डिजाइन जो अभी तक देखे हैं आर्किटेक्चर में लास्ट 5 years में, अगर किसी फ्रेशर ने या अप टू 5 years ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस किसी ने बनाया है, सो इट डजंट सेट अ स्टैंडर्ड, राइट? इट डज नॉट सेट अ स्टैंडर्ड फॉर आर्किटेक्ट्स कि जिसके साथ हम लोग कंपेयर कर सकते हैं. मतलब वर्ल्ड मार्केट में अगर कंपेयर करना चाहे भी तो सो हम किसके साथ कंपेयर करें, किस चीज पे कंपेयर करें. डेफिनेटली बहुत सारे आर्किटेक्चर स्टूडेंट्स आफ्टर देयर थीसिस दे वेंट आउटसाइड यूएस यूरोप जाते हैं एंड दे गेट जॉब देयर. अगर वहां पे काम मिल रहा है उनको तो इसका मतलब यही है ना कि वी आर एक्चुअली प्रोड्यूसिंग गुड क्वालिटी आर्किटेक्चर स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो, आर्किटेक्चर ग्रेजुएट्स
Right.
आल्सो. सो
Right.
वहां पे कंपैरिजन नहीं है. बट इफ यू वांट टू प्रैक्टिस इन इंडिया देन देयर आर लिमिटेशंस, सो इसमें जज करना बहुत मुश्किल है द क्वालिटी ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स जो कि या फ्रेश ग्रेजुएट्स.
What I think, yeah, is basically absolutely, sir is absolutely correct at his part. That yes, matlab, right now the crowd, the crowd which I see, ki yes, they get jobs, and even the portfolio levels and the presentation levels have drastically improved. But on the other case, matlab, there are both the aspects. They have improved as well, and at some colleges they have, they have gone too bad as well. Okay, right now right now what we seek is everyone should have a knowledge of at least composing their portfolios on Photoshop or InDesign. But there are portfolios which we see coming on, PPTs and everything. So both the aspects have been there. But yes, obviously, as sir said, like people are getting job outside. So this is a clear indication that yes, the quality of work has, improved. Plus, the thing where we lag is the variation. It's because of this factor only that clients, they do not accept the architect's idea 90% of the time. So obviously,
Right.
there's a difference in the variation. Not matlab, this 10, 9, this small number of renowned architects, 9 to 10, cannot make a huge difference to the overall architecture community of India. It has to be everyone. So obviously, there's a lack in that variation. And sorry. And I want to ask, sir, that how many times have you been able to, put in your 100% to the, matlab how many times have you been able to design as per your choice in your 10-year experience?
I would say 50% of the time.
I thought that's higher than what the average architect has said. Generally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See,
That's
because
my
because because there is a catch line to it. Because in my initial years, I was doing competitions or pitching only. Okay, for almost 2 to 3 years, I was doing pitching only. I was not doing the hardcore architecture. I was not practicing, even when I was doing a job. So at that time, definitely whatever you want to do, you can do, right? And yeah, we won a lot of projects uh, by doing whatever I want to do. So that clearly sends a indication to your employer कि अच्छा ये कर रहा है, ये किया इसने, जो भी किया इसने, वो जाके काम किया. We won the project. ठीक है? So let him be, let him do whatever he wants to do. ठीक है? So वो पोजीशन मैंने एंजॉय किया है लाइफ में अभी, बट इनिशियल डेज में मैंने किया था. देन आई रियलाइज दैट देयर इज नोबडी टू गाइड मी. ओके, क्योंकि यू नीड अ फर्दर डेवलपमेंट. जो भी मैं कर रहा हूँ, अगर सब कुछ होगा कुछ नहीं होगा करते हैं, बट उसी टाइप का काम कर रहा हूँ, तो इट्स नॉट गुड फॉर योर डेवलपमेंट प्रोसेस. देन व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड प्रैक्टिसिंग लाइक हार्डकोर आर्किटेक्चर, देन आई रियलाइज हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट इज टू एक्चुअली बिल्ड द थिंग जो भी मैं सोच रहा हूँ. तो वहां पे यू नीड टू इम्प्रूव, मतलब कन्विंसिंग पावर जो है तुम्हारा एज एन आर्किटेक्ट, कन्विंसिंग पावर टुवर्ड्स द क्लाइंट्स, वो इम्प्रूव करना बहुत जरूरी है वहां पे. एंड हाउ यू डू इट, सबका अपना अपना तरीका होता है, सब अपने 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 तरीके डिवाइस किए हुए हैं. इट्स नॉट ओनली कि ग्राफिक क्वालिटी मैटर करता है सिर्फ यहाँ पे, इट मैटर्स ओनली 5 to 10% of the time. But rest is, you have to have a very good knowledge about the budget and how you are telling the client that कि इस बजट में जो मैं दे रहा हूँ, that is the best thing you can get. जो आप सोच रहे हो वो हम लोग ट्राई कर सकते हैं, बट we may end up with something जो कि ना इधर करा ना उधर करा. How do you convince that? ठीक है. So you started practicing this kind of things also. So slowly and slowly you come to a point where you लाइक होता है ना, जो बोलते हैं ना कि जो स्टैब्लिश आर्किटेक्ट हो जाते हैं या 15-20 साल का एक्सपीरियंस हो जाता है, उनका क्रिएटिविटी खत्म हो जाता है. तो एग्जैक्टली ऐसा नहीं है, दैट्स नॉट द ट्रूथ. क्रिएटिविटी खत्म नहीं होता है. व्हाट हैपेंस इज ही नोज कि क्या चलेगा क्या नहीं चलेगा, सो ही डजंट थिंक कि ये पता है कि ये थिंकिंग नहीं काम करेगा, ये थिंकिंग काम करेगा. सो ही गोज विद द फ्लो. ठीक है. So इसलिए हम धीरे धीरे वो चीज देखते हैं, we transform into those kind of things. तो yes, definitely I have enjoyed that time period. And sometimes आज भी अगर मैं कोई चीज करता हूँ and जो मेरे को लगता है कि this is what we should do, and if I can convince the client, I really get happy. Basically एक satisfaction मिलता है कि okay, this is what I felt like right thing to do, वो हुआ.
Great. So, just towards the end of the whole conversation, so just a fun question. We've heard that sometimes you get stopped in your thinking process because the structure won't stand, or the civil engineer would say no, right? But especially in your early days, but especially in your early days, has it ever happened to you that you stopped in your designing process, or letting your imaginations go wild because इसका 3D नहीं बन पाएगा?
See, आज भी ये होता है सबके साथ, ठीक है? आज भी होता है। मैं तो यही कहूंगा कि we should not get upset about this. We should feel happy about this. कि if in terms of visualization कोई चीज अटक रहा है और वो जाके सॉफ्टवेयर में फिर if you are relying on software वहां पे भी limitations के चलते अटक रहा है, then it's a good thing because practically फिर तो बना ही नहीं पाओगे उसको।
That's a good
Right.
point.
That's a good point. But I definitely want to know from both of you, and even so, because it has happened a lot with me, and I don't consider myself to be very proficient in a lot of softwares. So I sometimes face this thing that I'm thinking, and then I'm thinking, so I have to submit this at a given point of time, and I don't think the 3D will be ready at that point of time. So even for people who are proficient in software, do you guys also face something similar, like expectations from clients, and in your brain think, how do I exactly do this? I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, I was just saying that this thing has happened. Like there are some architects. There have been times when the architects have approached me with a lot of reference images, and at the end just they tell me to merge all those reference images. So yes, so these things go at the back of my mind while having a discussion with them. Like they are saying कि इसमें से ये लेके and we'll हम उसमें से we'll take this part and we'll merge and I want to make it as something a new thing. So at that time when I feel that that I already know that this won't be done, so the best thing to avoid such thing is to give a quotation which he won't like. So that is the best thing to
Right.
avoid the
In
question and keep having your respect at the same time. Okay, fine. So this is a cost issue and not the issue of your knowledge.
in terms of visualization, I would say in our current current world we live in, we can visualize anything and everything on this planet, even if it's not structurally possible. We have so many different types of tools available. But
Right.
as Shubhadeep Da was saying, that it is important to know that if it's getting increasingly difficult to model, like it probably won't be able to be built in real life. So you got to keep that in mind as well. But in terms of like as a student, I mean, that shouldn't actually deter you because you can model everything and anything on this earth, and you just have to search for the right tool and the right tutorial.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
that's simple.
So, coming down to the last question and bringing it to the point of students. So, as three different people who are at, three different stages in terms of the perspectives that you guys are having, what would be your advice to someone? And also because, in the times of this lockdown, there's a lot of time for people to actually invest in, learning new skills or taking up the time to develop their uh, skill level. So what would be your suggestion as to how should someone go ahead with it? What should be their focus?
So
See, I would say, don't try to go for all the softwares. Okay. Try to focus on one software and learn it the best way you can. Because, see, you uh, s- all the softwares that which are available at this moment, every software will have some kind of limitation and some kind of advantages also. So first
Obviously.
you need to decide one thing. I know that you cannot decide for the entire life, but at present you can see ki, okay, further 5 year down the line, where do you want to see yourself? First question that, then decide on the software that you want to brush up or like be a master of it. Okay, so suppose you want to go for a visualization or a parametric kind of thing, don't go for CAD then. Definitely, CAD won't help. Go for Rhino. Okay, Rhino is the best available software at this moment for that purpose because I don't want to get into the details. But definitely, if you want to become a practicing architect, you have to go for CAD. You have to go for CAD. Take it. Parallelly, you can go for some other also software because you need that 3D support also. But CAD, learn the CAD the best possible way because it can basically change your life. कि there are multiple things that you can do in CAD जो कि life को बहुत easy बना सकता है. ठीक है. And when you don't know these things, then you suffer a lot. And in your professional life also, then काफी सारा limitations आ जाता है, because you then you try to depend on somebody else, फिर वो जो sell करेगा वही लेना पड़ेगा, है ना? तो self sufficient नहीं बन सकते, इसलिए मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि एक सॉफ्टवेयर पे फोकस करो and learn it the best way you can.
So I would say, in terms how I think about this is, uh, first of all, as Shubhadita said, yeah, like you have to first pick not necessarily one, but a few which you think would be like relevant to you, and you need to keep your future goals in mind. Suppose if you want to come to the US to study architecture, you need to know Revit for sure. So in that case, if you just learn Rhino and CAD, then here you'll find yourself again in deep waters trying to learn Revit from scratch.
Right.
So then you have to keep that in mind as like what you want to do in the future. And the second most important thing, which I feel like is very important in terms of usability and future help, is basically when you're learning any software, you should always try to work your mind and think, what is the shortcut way of doing this, whatever I'm doing. Trying to basically, whichever software you're using, you have to always think, oh wait, there has to be a better way of doing this. And then you have to just find it out yourself, either through like tutorials, Googling, or by experience. Sometimes you stumble upon something like, okay, if I do it this way, then my work gets cut out by 50%. And that's where I come into these tools like Grasshopper and Rhinoceros. You can automate so many different things, like literally like even certain mundane things like trimming extra lines in a CAD model. So that can be automated like wholly, which can take you like suppose 3 hours to kind of make the model clean. That in Grasshopper will take 5 minutes. So it's like those kind of things. Like there are tools in AutoCAD which people rarely use, but they're actually super useful. Once you use them, you realize how much time you have been wasting before. So it's kind of an outlook. You have to always search for the best path forward, and also keep in mind your future goals so you can select the right softwares rather than kind of learning all the softwares. And picking the right software is very important in that scenario.
So basically, before, this is the question which you have put up, is the most common question students ask me before they enroll for the coaching with me. So before coming to the answer for that, what I tell them is basically that, even if you learn all the softwares, it's no use. Basically, what happens, like, it's better to give your 100% to one rather than giving 20% to 5 different softwares. Plus, obviously, why there is, they like for different kinds of things, different kinds of softwares are there. Why? Because that is also a business scheme for the developers which they have made. Why? If they had a choice, they can even do everything in one software. Like 3ds Max is software in which they can provide everything, but they haven't. They have divided that software into 3 different things or 4 different things, 4 different parts. Okay, so that is, first of all, the business aspect comes in for the developer scene. And secondly, the whole and sole purpose which comes in is that, like, for example, a student comes to me and he asks me, sir, kaun sa software seekhu? So the thing is, he needs to know that in the later time what he'll be doing. For example, if he has a plan of starting his own firm and for some time he'll be working as a freelancer project, then I'll suggest him that you go for CAD and you go for a software like Lumion, जिसमें renders can be made quickly and presentable renders can be made. So not much of your time will go into rendering and you can focus more on CAD. But if you have an aim of going into properly visualization or animation kind of stuff, then I would suggest him the heavy software, the heavy rendering software. So basically, knowing what you want to do is the main question, is the main answer you should have in your mind rather than picking up the software.
Right. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of this conversation. I think there's a lot of knowledge that was shared.
If you like more conversation like this, go check out the other videos in the linked playlist. Check out the part 1 of this video, which is linked. And if you like the kind of content that you're watching, please like, share and subscribe. It helps the channel and it will help us bring more content to you on a daily basis. Till then, see you on next Wednesday.